Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be talking about raw Accutane or Accutane. I'm going to be posting pictures and videos of me on my experience, which I was on the drug for 8 months. So keep watching if you want a rundown of the month 1, and pictures and videos of what happened to me that month and how I was feeling. 1. Why am I sharing? Why am I sharing? Because when I was on Accutane, the first thing I did was go on YouTube and see who else was on it and what were they going through, what was I in for. I was in for a lot worse probably than most of the videos on YouTube, so I kind of was fooled. But I did eventually find some guys who were going through similar experiences to me, and it really helped me, and I would like to do that for someone else because my experience was quite bad. My dermatologist actually said that I was one of the most severe cases she had ever had in her career. So glad to have that title. But yeah, so I just want to share my experience, share what's happened now, what's happened to me month to month, and my feelings, and hopefully it'll help some of you. Maybe you won't want to watch it, maybe you can't understand my accent, hopefully you can, so keep watching if you want to find out. Also, why am I sharing now? Probably worth mentioning, I'm a year on. My last tablet was 1 year ago, this month. So why am I sharing now is because when I was on Accutane, I was actually emotionally unstable. If I shared when I was on Accutane, ain't no one want to go on Accutane because I was very unstable. I couldn't have shared, I couldn't have sat here and talked about my experience without probably crying and scaring everyone on YouTube into not taking your Accutane. So I'm kind of glad I didn't do it, but what I did do is take pictures and videos the whole time, and I'm going to show you guys every single one of them because I don't want to be one of them people talking about how hard my struggle was and not showing you any graphic pictures, because they will be coming. You will see them, and if you've got bad skin, you're not going to be scared of seeing somebody with acne on their chest, their back, their face. If you haven't got bad skin, you're probably not watching, so hopefully I'm not going to offend anyone. So yeah, there will be some images, there will be some graphic images. And yeah, that's why I'm sharing now. My friend is also actually just gone on Accutane, so I've talked her through, you know, everything that can happen and her and my experience. And not everyone's got a friend who's been on Accutane, so I'm here for basically, if you haven't got a friend, if you want to know what happened, if you're going through something similar, then these videos are for you. Okay guys, so week 1 for me on Accutane, I started on 30 milligrams, and I think my dermatologist said that I actually wouldn't feel anything probably until around week 2, but I think by the end of week 1 I could definitely feel that I was on Accutane. By the end of the week, my eyes were very dry, my lips started to dry out, and my skin felt very weird. So by week 1 I knew I was on Accutane. Week 2. Week 2 is where it got a little bit difficult for me. By the midweek, I started to break out a little bit. My face was very red. I could feel the spots come in under my skin a lot. And they did get quite bad at week 2. I had a breakout basically. I had probably around 4, 5, 6 new spots. They were painful ones, and I did feel a little bit, what am I doing? Is this the right thing? My skin's so bad. But I kept taking it, continued on week 2, just suffered on through it. I had it on my chest and my back at the time, so they did break out a little bit too for week 2. That's where it started to get a little bit bad. Week 3, breakout time. Week 3, I had a bigger breakout than week 2. My skin was struggling, my skin was red. My eyes were very dry still. I think when I say dry eyes, dry lips, dry skin, it's dry. It's going to be dry the entire time. There's not going to be any changes. It's not going to get better. It's not going to, well, it will get worse. It's dry. Week 3 was no different, and I did break out in week 3. I had a lot more spots than week 2 and to what I had before Accutane. Week 3 was the week before I was seeing my dermatologist, so I started to get a little bit anxious. What was happening? Is this right? Is this what's supposed to happen? And yeah, I think anxiety is peak the week before you see your dermatologist, or at least it was for me. Come on then. Come on. She's come in and now she's teasing me and she won't come in. Come on, silly then, if you want to see. Come on. Do you want a treat? guys. Say hello. Say hello. Give me a kiss, are you? Give me nice kisses. Oh, that's a nice one. That's my dog voice. Come on, say hello then. Who's there? Oh, she's so cute. Oh. This is the feelings section. I'm going to do a feelings section of every video because I feel like feelings need to be spoken about. When you're on raw Accutane, you need to know what people are going through and how you feel. You're not alone. Feelings are important, guys. So I'm going to do a feeling section of every video just to let you know how I was feeling that month and a summary of my vibe. So month 1, anxiety. Yes. Am I making the right decision? Thoughts of that. Thoughts of my skin. 2, anxiety about the way I looked. Obviously, I was getting breakouts. People were saying to me, why is your skin flaky? Why I was in work worrying about what people would say. My eyes were watering because they were so dry all the time. I was a watery, flaky mess the whole time. But I think month 1 was feelings-wise. I was very anxious about what people thought and how would I explain my skin to people, and I was quite anxious about the whole thing. I knew I had 6 months to go, actually 8, but I thought at the time I had 6. I was anxious. I wasn't really depressed. I wasn't sad. I was basically anxious. I was a little bit sad just because I was like, oh, why is it happening to me? Why could I have just great skin like all these other people? And yeah, probably just a little bit sad, but nothing to write home about, nothing to say to my dermatologist I'm depressed or anything like that. So for me, yeah, feelings wise, month 1 was okay. I was determined to get it done. I was determined to see it through, and my dermatologist kept saying to me, it's going to get bad, but it's going to get better. So I was feeling quite positive about the whole thing, and except for the people telling me, what's your skin doing, I was okay. Week 4? Yes, week 4. My hair was very dry. Week 4, my hair got completely dry and I didn't have to ever wash it. The one silver lining of raw Accutane, you don't have to wash your hair. So week 4 was when my hair got dry. I thought, this is great, don't have to wash it. Maybe washed it twice a week. Didn't tell anyone that. But week 4 was when it basically got very, very dry. Eyes, lips, all that, always very dry. I also had acne on my chest and back, so this broke out kind of a little bit towards the end of week 3, beginning of week 4, but by the time I saw my dermatologist, it kind of calmed down a little bit. So going into week 4, it calmed down a little bit. I was obviously broken out. I had more spots than when I started, but it wasn't so flared because of the bigger ones had kind of gone down. So when I went back in week 4 to my derm, I'd explained what happened. I showed her pictures, which I do recommend. If you're having big breakouts in between, take pictures of them, because I was in my dermatologist appointment crying about the breakout I'd had, and then it didn't look as bad in person, and I was like, I want you to know what happened to me last week. So I took a lot of pictures, videos, which is what I'm going to put on the end of this videos, just to show you guys week to week what happened to me and how my skin was. So week 4, anxiety creeping in, excited to see my derm, skin better than week 3, but still pretty bad. And yeah, so side effects wise, by the end of the month 1, I was very dry skin, and my skin was also flaking, a lot of flaky skin. I would put a full face of makeup on, and probably by midday it would flake off, just flaky. So I was sort of struggling a little bit when I went back in to see my derm. I'll talk about my dermatologist appointment and what happened to me in month 2 in my next video. Also, don't forget to subscribe, because my videos are going to come out once a week, and I will be doing month 2 next week. So subscribe and check, and I will be talking you through month 2 with pictures and videos of what happened to me then. And yeah, so subscribe.